Hello, this is Edwin from Think to Win. I'm here with another deck profile, and this time it will be on Kagero, Transcendence Dragon, Dragonic Nouvelle Vague, or Vague, however you want to pronounce it. As you guys can see, I have the Dragonic Overlord Event playmat. I won this at Bushi Navi episode 3 during their random drawing if you put in the right word, which will be shown at the end of the episode. And I got the playmat. I already have one, so that's why this one is out of the plastic. But yeah, it's nice, I guess. Might use this because usually I keep them in the plastic just to keep them mint, but for this, since I have two, might as well unpack it. So for the starter, I'm using Conroe. Basic ability, if you ride another Kagero unit, it goes back to Vanguard circle, and during your turn you can count +1, retire this card, and get any grade 1 from your deck and put it into your hand. So get Nouvelle Roman, get Bar, get Dragonic Osgore, or get Perfigard, whatever you want. So that's why this card is in this deck, and it got banned because of Nouvelle Roman, and I'll explain his effect later. Next, for the trigger lineup, I'm running, obviously 4 heal, 6 draw, and 6 crits. For crits, I just suggest like running 5k crits, because then you can always boost with it. Reason I'm running 6 crits, 6 draws, because the deck does not have that much draw power, and the Soul Blast card isn't out yet, so pretty much like the one you call in Vanguard circle, you can Soul Blast 2 and draw a card, but that's why I'm running 6 draw, 6 crit. I could run more draws, but the reason I run the 6 crit is because you still want the critical pressure on the moment you break right on Dauntless, so having the 6 critical is good. You could run 8 crit, but I prefer having like some more draw power in this deck. And 6 draw. The draws are all non-vanilla draws. This one, the Seal Dragon one, is skillless. You can put this from Vanguard circle into your soul and give a unit on the field 3k power. So sometimes if you cannot hit cross rides, you can use this card's ability, or you can use you can give it maybe for 2 Nouvelle, so it will be hitting for 16, make a row hit 21k, etc. You can do a lot with this card. It's for the utility, that's why. And this one is just for the mirror match, or just for annoying starters in general. Its effect is counter +1, put this into soul and retire your opponent's grade 0 card. So basically get rid of their starter. If you're playing the mirror match, retire their Conroe so they cannot get Nouvelle Roman or whatever they want. You can do a lot with this card. That's why I play 4. And 4 heal because heals are good. No explanation there. Also, I prefer the art of this one, except besides the one from, I think, BT11. I don't know, just because I was always playing this before, just kind of grew on me, the art. But so next for the grade 1 lineup, I'm running 4 Perfigard, Dragon Dancer, Maria, the new one, and 4 Nouvelle Roman, 4 Bar, and 2 Dragonic Osgore. I was playtesting this deck earlier, and I don't know, might run more, but most of the time I will use the Persona Blast, or I don't know, I don't have that many Nouvelles in hand, so that's why I feel like having more of these not that necessary, especially since you can switch it with Conroe and then call it behind your Vanguard. Its skill is when you boost a Nouvelle Vague card on the Vanguard circle or a Vanguard circle, this card gains 3k power, so 10k booster even on the Vanguard, which is amazing. But since for most of the time I don't have a Nouvelle on the Vanguard, I'm just playing 2 for now. Other than that, it's also 7k. It makes this an awesome special booster, I guess. Next for Bar. At the grade 2 lineup I'm running 10k, so yeah, that's why I'm running for Bar. Basically, Bar is there for early game. If you ride it, then you can 10k no pass if you really want, or if you have a trigger hand. Also, it's an 8k booster, so it can make rows always hit 16 at least. You can even put Bar and Bar, and yeah, hitting for 18k with a 10k in front of it is really nice. So hitting cross rides is a lot easier. That's why I play 4 Bar. And this card is really one of the most important cards in the deck, for at least for grade 1. Its skill is when this card appears on the field, Vanguard or Vanguard circle, you can show your opponent your Transcendence Dragon, Dragonic Nouvelle Vague or Vague from your hand and put it back into your deck and grab a grade 3, which is really amazing. So basically, if you have a grade 4 and you get this card, you will not be grade stuck on grade 2. Amazing. So technically your grade 4s also count as a grade 3. So yeah. So the reason why Conroe is banned in Japan is pretty much because of the easy combo. Use Conroe, get this, call to Riga Circle, show your Nouvelle, and get Dauntless Drive. So that's why Conrad got banned. The reason I'm playing 4 is because of the fact that if I'm playing Mirror Match or against Eradicators, if they get rid of my starter, I don't have one, or at least I can't search out for one, so that's why I'm playing 4, just to make sure that I still have the ability to get one when I need it. So maybe early game you will have Nouvelle in your hand like this, you don't even need to use Connor's ability, which is really nice. And for Perfect Guards, because blocking your opponent's Nouvelle or blocking all the high numbers which will be coming on you, yeah, for Perfect Guards necessary. You don't want to get out-critted by either Gauntlet Buster or some big-ass restanding Vanguards. So Perfect Guards, always good. Next for the Grade 2 lineup. 3 Berserk, 3 Nouvelle Critic, and 5 10k Vanillas. 5 10k Vanillas because riding this early game is really nice, especially if you have to block that 14k row, which is maybe like Escort or something, and you can 10k no pass, or something else like Mobius, which is annoying as well. Yeah, the other reason I'm running 10Ks is because of bar, so hitting crossfights is a lot easier. Because I was thinking, like, if you're not playing 10Ks, then playing bar is kind of useless because, well, you could put it behind Nouvelle and hit for 21k, but other than that, it's not really that needed in the deck. You can even play like 4 of the Dragonite Ashkar if you're not playing 10Ks, but I was testing out with Bellicosity earlier and it didn't really work out for me. I would unflip like 1 damage a game, so that's why I'm playing 10Ks instead, and some other cards. Yeah, so you can run any you want. I'm running this because these were the ones I had available for me right now. I had the Seal Dragon ones too, but I don't like their art, so I prefer these ones. And 3 Nouvelle Critic and 3 Berserk. This might seem a bit counterblast heavy, but it's more like the utility which is there, and you don't have to use it if you don't want to. And if you want to go for the field wipe, you can still do it. But it's pretty much there. Like if I call it and don't use this effect, it's still fine. Nouvelle Critic's effect is basically better Berserk Dragon, but with an the requirement makes it really annoying sometimes, but its requirement is you have to show your opponent a Transcendence Dragon, Dragonic Nouvelle Vague from your hand. If you don't have one, you can't use this effect, and its effect is, you call it to Vanguard Circle, show your opponent your amazing Grade 4, counterblast 1, and you can retire a card on your opponent's side of the field, which is nice, but so if you don't have it, you can't use it, so that's why I'm only playing 3. And 3 Berserk, because if I can't use this effect, I can use this. Skill is, if you call to Vanguard Circle, counterblast 2 and retire your opponent's grade 2 or less. Reason I'm running 3 because I was running 2 and like less 10Ks and some Bellicosities, but I never get any of these in my hand, so that's why I'm playing 3 now. Just checking out whether it works. And the reason I'm running some more Berserk, like 1 Berserk more instead of 4 Nouvelle Critic is because I didn't really always get like another Nouvelle in my hand, so it really was, the problem was that sometimes I had like 2 of these in my hand but no Nouvelle, so yeah, I couldn't use their effect. But with Berserk, since they don't have a requirement, I can always call it to Vanguard Circle and use this effect. Next for the Grade 3, Grade 4 lineup. 4 Transcendence Dragon, Dragonic Nouvelle Vague, and 1 is SP, yeah. And 4 Dauntless Drive. I'm not running the Cruel Dragon build, which is technically a bit faster in riding up to Grade 4, but I really like the explosive play you can do with Dauntless Drive Dragon. Dauntless Drive Dragon is a breakout of the deck, and as you guys know, I played DDD without before, so its skill is, when you break ride, you get 10k power and a skill. Basically, skill is when you attack, you can drop 3 cards and restand your Vanguard. Well, the one you break ride on it, and since it's Grade 3 or higher, Nouvelle also works. So the skill is, if you have more breakers on your opponent, you gain 2k power, so it will be 13k, but most of the time your opponent will have a full field, you will have full field, so no effect. And it's also more common to see your opponent with a field bigger than you if they're playing Gold Paladins or Revengers, for example. And next, 4 Transcendence Dragon, Dragonic Nouvelle Vague. It has a lot of text, as you guys can see, but let's go with them one by one. Limit Break 4 is its first ability, is an act, so Limit Break 4, Counter Blast 3, Soul Blast 3, and Persona Blast, and you can wipe your opponent's field. Yeah, best Limit Break ability ever. Only problem is you have to have another copy in your hand. So you could technically run stuff like Kersi and Gojo to filter out your cards more, but I don't know. And his other abilities are like when this opponent's when this card attacks your opponent, he cannot guard for with great zeros from their hand, so Silent Tom ability, and also it has the trigger negating ability, which is during your turn. If my attack hits the opponent, they cannot activate the trigger. They check on their damage check, so your opponent cannot even pray for a death heal. Yeah. And the best thing would be like, okay, attack, double crit, and your opponent is like, oh crap, you're immediately lost because he cannot even go for trigger sack. That is what makes this card really good, is because of the fact that it negates your opponent's triggers and also has a Silent Tom ability, and on top of that it also has the field wiping ability. It's like the combination of all those effects makes it really amazing. Other effect is when this is on a regular circle, it loses 1000, so it will not be hitting for 13k. Reason for that, I guess, is since if this will be 13k, you would boost it with a bar, it will be hitting for 21, which would be ridiculous and really good. Like, imagine like a field like this and there's 3 bar. Have fun guarding that if you're 11k Vanguard. So yeah, well, how to play this deck? Well, not that hard really. Basically ride up to grade 3 and break right. And hope you get triggers and he does not. And basically with trigger negating ability and field wipes, it's really like you trying to mess with your opponent. One important play that is in this deck is like, for example, if you have a hand, let's see. So, well, if you're grade 2 and you have 1 counter plus open, and let's say you have Nouvelle in your hand, you cannot ride to grade 3, you get Nouvelle Roman with Conroe, then you put this back into your deck and ride Dauntless Drive next turn. So yeah, you're not ever going to be grade stuck on grade 4 unless, grade 2, unless you are indeed grade stuck at the start of your grade 3 ride phase without even having a Nouvelle or Dauntless Drive in your hand, but you would have been grade stuck anyway, so yeah. That completes the end of the deck profile. Hope you guys like our videos. And if you do, like and subscribe, and see you guys at the next video.